guys, welcome back to my channel. I have got a fun video today. I went to my drugstore at like 7:30 this morning and picked up just a sack full of random drugstore makeup that has caught my eye, and we're going to try it all on today. I have a lot of random things here. I have some stuff from Hard Candy, I have some stuff from L'Oreal, I've got some stuff from Milani, some e.l.f. I even have something here from the brand Uoma, which I've been wanting to try for a long time, finally getting around to doing it today, and this is the look that we will be creating. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I hope you guys are excited. I always love trying out drugstore makeup. Before we get into the video, special welcome to any of you that are new visitors to my channel. I hope that you enjoyed this video today, and if you do, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave. But we've got a lot of makeup to get into and talk about, so let's get right to it. All right, let's dive right in. Before I go in with my foundation that we're going to try out today, I'm going to put a little bit of primer on. I'm just going with my Flower Beauty priming whip, just a little bit. So nice. All right, so let's go in with foundation and concealer first. We're going to start with the face because the eyes today are going to be pretty neutral, pretty light. The foundation product I ended up going with today is the Milani Glow Hydrating Skin Tint. I've heard a couple mixed things about this. I've been wanting to try it out for a while. It was between this and the Maybelline Fit Me BB cream or skin tint, the one with like the same squeezy type tube. So I ended up going with the lightest shade, the fair to light shade. I hope I made the right decision. I feel like this is going to be maybe just a hair light on me, but I feel like the other one's going to be a little bit too dark. Oh boy, I probably got way too much. Ooh, this feels really nice. So I think I'm just going to apply this with my fingers today. And hopefully, yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit light on me, but I imagine this is going to have pretty light coverage. So hopefully the shade match won't be quite as crucial with this one. I do have a couple different shades of concealer, so I'm really gonna pump up the coverage with the concealer that we're using today. Okay, this feels really nice. It smells like summertime. Oh my gosh, I love the smell of this, but it does smell kind of coconutty, which makes me a little bit nervous that it's gonna break me out. I've noticed that some things that have coconut something or other can occasionally break me out, and it does say that this has a coconut water blend. But I also think that this, the Pretty Fresh setting spray, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this has some sort of coconut water in it as well, and that has never broken me out, and I have used that dozens and dozens and probably hundreds of times. So on first impression, just with what I am seeing and feeling so far, very hydrating. If you have anywhere near, I would say even normal to oily skin, this might be a little much on you. It feels borderline greasy, but kind of in a good way. We'll see if my thoughts change on that as the day goes on. I would say it gives you a lot of coverage, probably good light, maybe medium coverage. Actually, I wouldn't even say, no, definitely not medium coverage, like light to light slash medium coverage, but it does look pretty and definitely gives me some really nice healthy look and glow. Let's go in with concealer next. So the concealer that I picked for today is the L'Oreal True Match Eye Cream in a Concealer. I went with two shades because I really felt like both of these shades were a little bit off for me, and I always think it's, if you can, especially with drugstore concealers, it's nice to have more than one shade because it's almost impossible to get a drugstore concealer, which generally comes in a smaller shade range, to match you perfectly. And I feel like that's so important with concealers, especially to get the shade match right. So I always like going with one a little bit lighter and one a little bit darker. That way I have the shade that I need for different parts of my skin, or as my skin changes in color throughout the year. I have the shades W34 and W12. So I'm going to take just a little bit of these on the back of my hand. How many of you guys have tried these out? I know they've been out for a little while, I think. So here they are. Here are the two shades that I got. There's W12, W34. Between these two, we'll get a really good shade match. So there they are, kind of just blended out or swiped. Okay, they feel very watery. So we're going to go ahead and just, how do I want to apply these? I'm going to just start kind of tapping them on where I need them, and I think I'm going to go in with a sponge to blend them out. So I'm going to take both those shades and mix them together. There we go. That's a good shade match for me. I have press-on nails on today. These are from Olive & June. I actually trimmed them down quite a bit because they were the long version. I've never had nails this long in my life. I feel like I kind of look like a witch, or feel like a witch. She's a witch! This is super liquidy and hydrating feeling, so we're gonna go in with my sponge. Next I have this one right here. This is from BH Cosmetics. Now this is really meant to be like an under eye concealer, so we'll see how it handles sunspots and pigmentation on the rest of my face. Nice and very hydrating though. Like it feels like a more watery version of the Kosas concealer to me. Okay, so there is concealer. By the way, these concealers were a little bit pricey. They do have 0.4 ounces in them, which is quite a bit of product, but they were about $12 a piece, and I was at Walmart. I picked these up at Walmart, which is usually the cheapest place that you can buy most brands of drugstore makeup. So far, I feel like it gave pretty good coverage. It's nice and thin feeling. I'm going to see how it wears throughout the day, and also I did use quite a bit of this today because of the light coverage of the skin tint that I used. Today I had to use more concealer than I normally would, so this one's going to take me a little while. I don't know that I'll have final thoughts on this today. Let's move on and add some color to my very pale looking face. I do have a new bronzer here. I picked up the cream bronzer or contour palette from e.l.f. This thing has been around for quite a while. I remember years ago when I was first falling in love with cream bronzers, one of you mentioned that I should try the e.l.f. cream contour palette. I'm finally getting around to doing that today, so we're gonna see how this performs, how it works for me, how the shades are. They look a little on the dark side, but we'll see. Sometimes you can't really tell with a cream bronzer. I'm gonna just start by taking my favorite cream bronzer brush, and let's start off in this shade right here that looks to be the lightest. Just going to rub that directly onto my brush, and then I'm slowly gonna just tap it kind of back and forth on both sides of my cheeks. Put down most of it on my cheeks, and then kind of what's left will go along the forehead line. It's a nice color. Don't worry, I'll go back and blend those out. I'm just trying to like place or distribute the color first, then we'll kind of work on blending these in. Add just a little bit more. I'm going to kind of dab a little bit of that on the back of my hand. I don't want too much as I kind of build up a little bit more color. I didn't pick up a blush today. I was thinking about using, I do have a little eyeshadow duo that has a really pretty pink in it. We might try and use that as a blush. I don't know, I don't typically do that with products. Maybe we'll just try one of my blushes that I've been neglecting. Add just a little bit to the side of my nose, under my lip, and down here along my jaw and kind of right below my ear. Don't worry, I'll get back to blending that in just a sec. I think there was a video one time where I forgot to blend out my nose contour until like the end of the video. I should probably learn my lesson from that and blend it right away, but sometimes I do things differently when the camera's rolling. Like I mess up my routine. I don't know, you think I wouldn't be like, it's not that I'm nervous, my brain just doesn't multitask as well as I wish it did. Okay, that looks much better. Very impressed with this so far. I'm going to keep using it. I will try some of these other shades out as well. I imagine I'll mostly use this shade right here, but it's definitely not too dark. I could probably go with this one as well, especially with a little bit of a lighter hand, but I feel like that looks really nice. Okay, let's move on to blush. Why don't we go with the Flower Beauty Gel Crush Lip and Cheek in Strawberry Crush. I feel like this is going to look really pretty with the eye color and the lip color that we'll be doing today. So I'm going to take this and let me find my favorite blush brush. We're going to use this one from Alter Ego. I'm just going to put it directly onto the brush. I love the smell of these. Just start tapping it on. Okay, moving on to my highlighter. I'm very excited to try this new highlighter. It is from Hard Candy. Ages and ages ago, like before I even started my YouTube channel, they had a highlighter. I think it was called like Tiki something or other. I loved that highlighter so much, but I haven't tried one out from them since, so that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I feel like Hard Candy is one of those brands that I don't hear much of anything about other than, you know, me raving about their plumping serum lip balms that I just always am talking about. But I never try things out from this brand. But we're gonna try out this highlighter today. It was pretty cheap. It was like $5.97, $4.97. It's kind of like you get the 3 different shades in here. Let me just give it a quick finger swatch to see kind of what texture we're working with, how glittery or sparkly it might be. Okay, there is a little bit of like micro glitter in it. It's not a huge problem depending on how much it ends up showing up on the skin, but it does feel feels kind of dry. Not in a bad way, kind of like the Revlon one, which I do love that Revlon one. Let's just have a look. So I just mixed the 3 shades kind of together. It's not as intense as it looks to be in the pan. It kind of reminds me of the Laura Mercier one that I tried out recently, or the Pure Nude highlighter from Essence. It's not like icy metallic. Well, I take that back. It's definitely showing up more than I initially thought it was. Very pretty. It's not quite as icy metallic as some of my favorite intense highlighters are, but I do really think it's beautiful. A little bit more subtle. Okay, not bad. Pretty impressed. Let's move on to the brows next. So I have an interesting product for the brows. It is from e.l.f. It's one of their bite size. It looks like one of their bite size palettes, but it's a brow product. You get 2 waxes in here and 2 powders. I think I just recently mentioned the fact that I'm not really into powder brow products. So here we are again today trying out a powder brow product. Honestly, I wasn't even really planning to try out a brow product today because I have so many good pencils that I love. There's not really anything. I mean, I thought about maybe trying out a brow gel because I am on the lookout for a dupe for my CYO, but I ended up seeing this there, and the fact that it's $3, it's hard to find really good brow products on a really, really tight budget, and I think it's nice to know if there are some out there, especially if you are someone that does like a more powdery or waxy product. This might be a good option for you, so we are going to try it out today. So I'm going to start off in this right here, which is the wax, the clear wax. Put some of that on my finger, and I'm going to just slightly run it through my brow. So I'm just going to brush that through. It's definitely a lighter wax. It's not quite as thick as my go-to wax brow stick that I love. I just want something to give them a little bit of hold while I fill them in. This, by the way, is the Sephora brow brush, which I really love. If you're looking for a good brow brush, this is a great one. Let's start off in these 2 shades right here. I did go with the taupe version. They also had a blonde version. That one looked a little bit warmer. I like the cool tones with my brows. Really do not like warm brows on me because my hair is quite ashy. By the way, my hair is so dark. I just haven't put blonde in it for a while. I need to go like make an appointment with my sister and get an official hair appointment instead of just trying to like touch up, which is what I've been doing for like the last year, and it's, I don't know, it's time to get my hair done professionally. I'm just taking a tiny bit of that darker shade in the corner and running it just through the tail and the arch. Okay, there we go. Let's add, should we try a little bit of the wax? They usually don't show up too much. Let's just try to comb a little bit of this through. Okay, I feel like they look pretty good. We'll see how they stay in place. I'm not going to put any brow gel in them right now. I think we're just going to let them be. I imagine if you want them to stay in place, or if you have really stubborn brows, which actually I do, you probably would want to go with a clear brow gel on top or something to set them down. But for today, we're just going to call it good. Let's move on to eyeshadow. So I have just one little thing here for eyeshadow. Honestly, a part of me is like, why did you buy this? You know you're going to use it once and probably never use it again, because I don't use single type products like this very often, with almost one exception, which is Ladybird by ColourPop. But I wasn't really digging any of the eyeshadow palettes at the store, so I just decided to pick this little thing up from Milani. This is just a duo from them. This is in the shade BFF 130. Has just a light pink and a shimmery shell pink with it. Pretty simple. We're going to use this today. I might actually use one of these brow powders in the outer corner. Let's take my Wayne Goss number 18 brush today. I just washed my rougher brushes. Anytime I wash my rougher brushes, they sit there clean for a few days. I'm like, not yet. I don't want to get you dirty yet. I like to look at them there, sitting pretty nice and clean. So I'm just going to kind of place that all over in the outer half. That's actually really pretty. It's a good kind of multi-purpose shade. It's nice. It's not too dark to where you can't use it. It's kind of a transition, but it's not so light that it won't also give you some definition as well. That's pretty. And I think this little duo was like four something, maybe $4.97. I feel like everything priced at Walmart ends in a 97, and everything at Target ends in a 00, which is one of the reasons I like shopping at Target. There's something about things ending in a 00 that just makes me, I don't know, it's just simpler. It looks so nice and clean and exact. That's really pretty. I would be fine right there, but I do want to try and add a little bit of this to my outer corner just to see how a brow product or a brow powder behaves on my eyelids. So we're going to take just a little bit of this dark matte brown right here, and I'm just going to lightly buff that in this outer corner right there. Okay, that is beautiful. Let's add a little bit of the shimmer. I am going to take my finger, try and place that precisely. Oh boy, long nails. I have to use a brush for this. Okay, that is beautiful though. Wow. Very nice formula. Let's use a brush. I'm going to take my rougher number 21. Any flat brush like this will do. I probably should use a brush more often anyways. So often when I'm filming a video, I notice I have a big like splotch of shimmery eyeshadow like down on my under eye area where it shouldn't be. And I don't notice it while I'm filming or in my mirror, but when I'm editing, I'm like, oh, Mandy, that looks ridiculous. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with this little duo. It looks so unimpressive, but very pretty on the eyes. Like the perfect shade of pink. It's definitely pink, but it's not annoyingly pink, if you know what I mean. I kind of love it. Okay, let's add a little bit of liner. Why don't we take some of my Wet n Wild liner today? It's been feeling very neglected by me lately. So we're just going to add a little bit to my outer lash line. Oh, so good. Such a great little, best 99 cents you'll ever spend, or I have ever spent. I know not everybody likes the pencil liners. Okay, let's move on to mascara. So today we're going from the cheapest thing I own to something that is not that cheap. It's the Pat McGrath Fetish Eyes Mascara. I have just a mini here. I am considering buying the full size. I think this is such a good mascara. Even though it does kind of smudge on me a little bit by the end of the day, I really like what this does for my lashes. It makes them very feathery looking, which I don't know even how to describe what that term means, but like I look at my lashes after putting this on, I just think, ooh, like fanned out feathers. Does a good job like fanning them outwards. I don't know. I should stop trying to describe things because I just talk myself into circles. All right, guys, eyes are all done. I feel like they look amazing. My brows even look really good. We'll see how they hold up throughout the day. I'm going to keep using that. I'll come back and let you guys know how it goes. Let's see, what else do we have to do? We have the lips. That's right. I do have a couple new things for my lips. First off, right here, I have a retractable pencil from Milani, along with the Somewhat Distressing Note. I did not see in my Walmart this morning the little holder that has these pencils in them with the gold lids. Wasn't there anymore. Like it wasn't even there, which makes me wonder, where am I going to buy these? These are like my staples. But I did end up picking up one of their retractable pencils. This one is in the shade, oh boy, I just like tore into this like a banshee. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't tear off the shade. Oh, there it is. It's the shade Nude Entrance. What's a banshee? I don't even know. Is that an offensive term? I don't even know what that is. I probably shouldn't have said that. The Abandoned Banshee. Okay, that's from Harry Potter. It's fine. So we're going to try this one out today. It was significantly more expensive than these ones typically are. I think I can usually get these for under $4. This thing was like $5.97, which is in my mind a little bit pricey for a drugstore lip pencil, at least compared to these, which I really love. But we'll see. Maybe it's a little bit more long wearing, and I don't think I have tried this one yet. So here's a little swatch of it on the back of my hand. A nice kind of just basic nude. Looks like almost every other pencil that I own in my collection, which all seem to be almost the same color. Okay, so there's the lip liner. Pretty basic. I like the color of it. We'll see how it wears. I'll, again, keep you posted. I know that's kind of what I've said about everything so far, but I generally, first impressions are not the way to get to know things, but so far so good. So we're going to move directly on to a new lip gloss. This is from the brand Uoma. Am I saying that right? Probably not. I've been eyeing this brand for a while. In fact, I think a couple of you mentioned they have a foundation that you really like. That foundation is always out of stock at my local Walmart. Maybe I'll have to check online. I ended up going with one of their lip glosses. This is their Floss Gloss. I got it in the shade Peachy. This is such a cool little packaging situation. I think it's really, really kind of high-end looking and feeling. It kind of reminds me of the, what is it, Tower 28 packaging. So we are going to try this one out. It looks like a really light peachy nude, almost like creme brulee. Doesn't smell like anything. Doesn't smell good, but it doesn't smell bad. I kind of wish it smelled good. I like my glosses to smell like candy, but it's not bad at all. Like I don't smell anything unpleasant. I really like the formula. It feels slightly thicker than the NYX Butter Gloss, but not stickier than the Butter Gloss. Like similar stickiness, a little bit thicker. Really, really pretty color. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that on the back of my hand as well, just so you can kind of see like how much pigment you're getting in it. It's hard to tell when I have a lip liner underneath. Really light. I imagine this would go with anything or on top of anything. I'd say it's like medium opacity. It's not shimmery at all, at least not this shade right here. Really good basic gloss. I really, really like this. Okay, I think that is everything, right? Let me just look around here and make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh my goodness, what a mess. Yep, that is all for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my little delve into some drugstore makeup today. This was fun. It's been a while since I have been to the drugstore to get more than just one or two things. And usually I have something specific in mind. Like I really was just open-minded going in there today looking for anything that would strike my attention that I thought might be interesting to try out. And I hope you guys enjoyed it today. As for how everything performed, let's talk about the winners, the losers so far. I don't know that I would say any of these are losers quite yet. I mean, everything performed well, looks good so far. I'll keep you posted on the Milani one. This one I think I'm definitely gonna need some time with. It feels actually really nice now though. The stickiness that I was initially feeling, that kind of like heavier, slightly sticky feeling, has settled in. Like it feels really nice and just comfortable and hydrating on my skin. Definitely not gonna give you a lot of coverage, so keep that in mind. As for the True Match concealers, these are another ones I'm gonna need some more time with. Really lightweight, so I'm excited to keep playing with these ones, especially with some of my other foundations that are a little bit more high coverage. I feel like my brows look good. I don't imagine they're gonna stay all day, but I could easily top these with one of my favorite brow gels. The highlighter I think is really nice. This has impressed me so far. I will keep playing with that. Probably the three things that I think I'm most excited about or surprised by that impressed me the most are the cream contour. I can't wait to keep playing with this one. It looks great. Feels great on my cheeks. It was really easy to blend in. I really love this little duo right here. Such a pretty simple eye look. I'm surprised looking at my eyes that, I mean, I did put a little bit of that brow product in the outer corner, but even without that, like I was surprised that my eyes looked that good with just these two shades. So very happy with that one. Also, I'm really impressed with the gloss so far. So that's it for now. I will keep you guys posted on this makeup. I will let you know how anything, if it didn't wear as I expected to, or I noticed anything by the end of the day. It is kind of like, it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, so I'll try and keep this on till at least 9 o'clock tonight, and I'll let you guys know if anything is amiss. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these makeup products out yourselves, what you thought of them, how they worked for you. I always love hearing your feedback. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me remind you one more time, if you are not yet subscribed, I hope you'll consider doing that before you leave, and I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye. I know this stuff is poison, but gosh darn it, I love Coke Zero. We drink a lot of soda in Utah, we just do. But they have these soda shacks where you can get like a specialty soda drink. You can get different like syrups and flavors put in it. And they started popping up about 5 years ago. And I remember initially thinking like, oh my gosh, who would spend $5 on a gigantic drink of poison? And honestly, I love them. They're like my favorite thing ever now. I have to try really hard not to go to one of those places more than once or twice a week. Fizz, Guzzle, Swig, Pepperlotta. Oh my gosh, it has like coconut flavoring in it. So good. And it has cream in it. Just sounding healthier and healthier.